Hello, my darling Esther and Subi and Sarah. The day has finally arrived. Papa Patrick, Daddy Patrick, brought Mama Cassandra's jeans to make a complete set. We've got Sarah and Jan's, and now we have Mama Lisa. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. There she is. She wants to be from above. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
To give you some commentary, always in the best of spirit to help you out. But first, we're going to show you what does Mama Cassandra's jeans look like. And again, you're learning and I'm learning, and I think that was a poor choice the way I handled the top train picture. That won't happen again. But you can see, why don't you walk out and walk back. You can see what they look like actually on her. Okay, come on back. You're in the dark now. Okay. So, I mean, they're just fabulous, just a great job by you guys. So thank you for that. And now we're going to switch around and have Mama Cassandra take the camera, and we're going to do a little more discussion. Okay, Sarah and Subi and Esther, here are your three beautiful products. We're going to focus on what I consider to be the simplest one first. This is the one for Mama Jan, and we just absolutely love it. And so Lisa has been commenting on the quality of the stitching. Very beautiful, very nice. I know you take the pants apart, and so that there's stitching behind here to hold that all on. So the stitching around this is gorgeous, around here is gorgeous. This bling was already embedded in the fabric. It came from India. Then you added on this bling across here, the purple on purple, very beautiful. Then you stitched on the Wild West show here, two big dots. This thing, which I got, I assume you glued these on. I don't think there's any stitching involved here. So then the things at the bottom, okay, great. Now the only two comments that I've got are, this was sort of our first attempt at putting on actual writing, and I told you that this did not have to be real fancy. And it's not, but that's okay. That's all right. Now, I think we've had a little bit of erosion here. I think we've lost a little dot here, and we've lost a little dot here. So I'm learning that this is probably too small. What was that? What did you just do?
I don't know. Go ahead. It's all right. It's recording.
It sounds like...
No, it's recording.
Where's it recording?
There's a red right there.
There's a red dot. Okay. She says there's a red dot.
There's a red record.
Red dot. Okay, so this was fine, but I think we need to move to a larger size of dot to make sure that it's got enough hold on there to stick. My only other comment has to do with the yellow, and this yellow up here. I can't tell how you affixed it. It looks like it's glued, and I can't tell. It looks like there may be some stitching along here. I just can't tell, and I don't want to pull this up to say for sure. My only comment would be that I think you do need stitching along the very outside edge, and maybe the inside edge too, to really hold it in place. Because remember, we're going to sell this for a lot of money, and the idea is that this is durable. It's going to be able to last through several washings or dry cleanings or so forth. And maybe you've done it. I just can't tell with my eye. So my only comment has to do with the yellow here, and similarly the yellow here. Now, did you have any additional comments, Mama Lisa, on this particular pair of pants?
Okay, so I'm going to give you some advice that is going to be a little different, okay? So I'm going to start with this right here.
No, we're not going to get to that one. We're just talking about this one.
Not?
We're just doing this one first.
All right.
And then we'll move on to the next one.
Okay, well, I wanted to give you an idea. I wanted to summarize the design.
Well, now the design is not for them. The design is for me. It's workmanship, what we're talking about now.
I understand that.
Okay.
What I wanted to tell the girls, no matter what fabric you're working with, we're going to start with these, but no matter what you're working with, I want you to look at this as a painting, okay? Something just came off here. I want you to step out of the lines sometimes, and I want you to look in different spots. If there are circles here, and here, and there's a circle here, Play with your circles. Put bling on your circles. Don't just put bling anywhere. Find some shapes and work with your circles. Find detail here and work with something here. If you see that something has eyes, put a diamond in there. Put a rhinestone so that the eye can sparkle. Step out of the box a little bit. If you want to use white stones here to look like stars, do that. Pretend that you're looking at the seasons of things. See the sparkle in it. Make it unfold like a dream. Treat everything like a fun dream and just put sparkle wherever you think you would feel it in your heart, feel it in the picture. If you think that this should have sparkle in it in the sky, put sparkle in the sky. But find sparkle in different shapes. That's my advice to you.
And I just want to say, they did exactly what I asked them to do.
Yes.
But as we go forward, you're going to use your own creativity, particularly when it comes to the bling. And so Lisa's got the great advice on how to bling up, the product here to make it really grab your eye.
I mean, I know that you set the ground for the basic.
Yeah.
You put the puzzle down. They did exactly what you asked them to do.
Yeah.
And then when you maybe I misunderstood, it's hard for me to critique what already looks good. All I can say is what my art teacher said to me is, this looks perfect, add to your perfection. That's all I can say.
Oh, nice.
Good.
Add to your perfection.
Okay,
I
add to
like
your
that.
perfection.
Okay, so moving on to pants number 2. These are the ones for Sarah, my daughter, my niece Sarah, who's a lot younger than my cousin Jan. And I just think these are gorgeous. People say, well, what is it? And I say, well, it's paisleys and other stuff. I don't know. I thought it was something that a young person could wear. I love the little diamonds that you put on here. They look great. The gold dots here. You did the bling on these paisleys just exactly the way we agreed. Again, all this is in the service of getting to a higher level. I would have wished this was a little smoother of a curve, a little bit. These curves are great. This curve is fantastic. I love this little cluster. This looks beautiful. So my only comment really has to do with the same thing I said about the last one, which is the yellow. And I can't tell, it looks like pretty sure that there's a stitch along here. I don't know if there's a stitch along the top. But again, anything that we stick on like this, you've got to make sure that if it's glued, that it's going to stay there. And I'm a little bit nervous about these two sweeps right here. We'll find out. We'll have Sarah wear these and see if they stand up. It looks like there's a stitch along here. I just can't, my eyes just aren't good enough to tell. But that was the only comment that I would have on Sarah's jeans. I'm going to hand it over to Lisa.
I mean, other than loving what she's done, okay, here's a great example of how to have fun. Now, Papa Scott already told you exactly how to build the jeans. Now, after that, have a little more fun, take a step forward and add another chapter to these jeans. You can take your little rhinestones and you can glue, you don't need to glue it on everyone, but make this panel sparkle, bring stuff out, make it look like a dream. Pretend that you're looking at a dream unfolding on pants. Put a couple of sparkles here, or do one here, do one here.
I think there was one here and it probably fell off.
Again here. Fine. This is nothing, everything is right what you did. I'm just adding to the creation. Here you have, you could take the end of, this is a shape like a painting. Add sparkle to the very end of things, because I like when sparkle is, where's what I had? I was pointing with the flashlight in my pocket. Again, I like it when, where are we here? You know, add sparkle to the ends of the shapes. Here, here, you know, the end of it. I wish I had a pencil here, here, here. Put things so that they look like they're dancing and so that things look like they're moving, because that's what you want on your jeans. You want your jeans to look like they're moving and that they're happy. And so which we know they're happy because we see all the colors that you're using. Other than that, and you could even, at the very end, like at the very end of tips, have fun, girls. Have fun, jump in. Put a sparkle at the end of your tips. Put one here and take your tips and add sparkle so that the jeans can move like water and you can see the reflection. But have fun, that's the main thing. Have fun in design. And especially here too, where are we here? I love all of this. I love this. Add sparkle to your corners, put a little bling to where the stars end. Ding, 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 bling, 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 bling. Have a good time with this. Enjoy it. So go ahead, Scott.
Okay.
Can we stop for a minute?
Sure.
I don't even know if I'm...
Okay, we're recording.
Okay.
We're seeing a few little stitches here.
Let me see how that's connected. Maybe that's just a residual. Anyway, go ahead, Scott.
Oh, so these are residuals?
I think so, because I can't see anything opening there.
Okay.
Easy to do though. When you're sewing though, things happen. I get it.
Look at this.
Let me see. Sewing is not easy, you guys. Right, girls? Tell them, Papa Scott and Mama Cassandra. We know sewing is trial and error, so everything you do, you just trial and error. Go ahead,
Hold
Scott.
on, this is all practice. This
Yeah,
is all
exactly.
practice.
That's why
This is all amongst friends.
That's what makes it fun.
Okay, so this is the ones you just made for Mama Cassandra. And now this is my fault. I realize this is very awkward the way it is, and I'm gonna think about how to correct that. This was the really tricky one. This is the one we had the discussion about. And you did exactly what I wanted. The problem is that I didn't design it very well. Now I have to say there's some glue sticking out here that we normally would want to get rid of that. You stitched on the silver underneath, and then I believe you glued on the black on the top. We're going to have to see how durable that is. I mean, maybe we would have needed a line of stitching to really hold it down. We'll find out as Mama Cassandra wears it. This you did very well, exactly the way I said it. Again, your stitching is beautiful along here, beautiful along here. This is great, this is great. So all your stitching work is just terrific. So that then leaves the lettering. And this was our first attempt at doing some really serious, straight lettering. And you did your best, and we need to work on it a little bit more. This is not quite what I had in mind. This is not quite what I had in mind. I mean, it looks fine, but in the future, if I think as a designer, I want absolutely straight, I would like to think that you could deliver absolutely straight. And Lisa says this is devilishly difficult, very hard, takes a lot of practice. Well, okay, so let's get some practice. I think we've got some practice on some of the stuff we're going to make for Joy, but I don't recall. And again, there's a little bit of problem with the glue sort of sticking out here. Again, this is all constructive. You see that right there. And I needed to design this better. This is a rather poor design on my part, so I apologize for that. But it's a first try. It's a first try. I think they're great. We might bring these back to Uganda sometime to sort of jazz them up a little bit. Compared to the other two, this is a little bit flat. Doesn't have the bling, it doesn't have the visual impact that the other ones have, but maybe we can do something about that. Okay, Mama Lisa, what do you got to say?
Okay. Hi girls, back again. Now, I know that everybody has a knife at home that they probably don't use. Don't use a nice one like Papa Scott and Mama Cassandra's knife. What I like to do is, before I put my stones on, is I get a blank piece of paper or a piece of cardboard or a book, and take your stones, girls. Take your stones. Don't glue anything on any material. Don't do anything. Get your stones and put a few, get a bunch here. Put a whole bunch of stones here, and get your knife and knock them into place, and work with your knife. Work with your fingers and your knife. So when you get to your pants, you can transfer your stones or whatever you're going to do. And when you're gluing, you're going to work with your knife, because your knife your knife can spread your letters apart nicely. And then, you know, when you're working here, you can straighten everything out, because you can't do this with your fingers. So you do this with your knife, and then, you know, here, this looks good, but if you wanted to take one extra one off, or, you know, move all of this down a little bit, this, and then, you know, all of that, always work with a knife. That's the best advice I can give you on that. Everything else looks good. I don't know what kind of glue you're using, and I know it's really hard to work with glue. That's why I say work with a knife and work with a wet cloth, so that when you're working and you have glue, you have a wet cloth and you can just wipe just a little bit, but keep working. As this is drying, while it's setting, okay, and it's still a little bit wet, this is a good time for you to knock your letters into place, and that way you're not going to get glue everywhere. And if you have your wet rag, do it fast, okay? Ding, 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 you're done, okay? As far as everything else goes, this is very hard. This is a very hard, the train tracks are very hard. You did a great job. I don't know if you're using glue or how you're doing it. I don't even know how to begin to tell you what to do, because I don't even know. But aside from that, everything looks good. Everything looks good. You did exactly what you were asked to do, which is wonderful. I've never worked with fabric with suede, so I don't. This looks good. This is fun. This is fun. So that's about it. And again here, like I told you, to have fun with the other pants with bling. Take wherever you see dots like this. This is a great opportunity to have another good time, girls. Get those stones and glue a few on here, 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 so that the jean can move, and so that the jean can tell the story and sparkle, because you want your jeans to sparkle. You can even take you have all these lines here, 1, 2, 3, you have all these lines here. You could maybe do every 3 lines with a stone. Ding, 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 every 3 lines, stone, stone, stone. You can even do some stones in the sky. Wherever you see there's a sky or an opportunity to put a stone into the sky, add stones. Other than that, everything looks really good. And like I say, have fun. You'll learn as you're going along. You'll know what works and what doesn't work. Make sure your stones stay on, because if you do sell these, you want to make sure that these will stay on when people wash them. And, you know, really get into your details, girls, because, you know, cut all of this stuff off. Get your little sewing scissors and make sure all of this is off, because if you're going to be selling these, you want to make sure that your details are, you know, you want to make sure that all of this is off here. All of this, you know, which is so easy not to see, and, you know, it just, and then anytime you're doing border, this is super, super important. So this border right here, this red border, all of this, come up this way. Make sure that all of your border forever and ever and ever, even though you followed all the directions perfectly, but make sure that you follow all the border all the way to the very top, like this line from here all the way up. Make sure that red connects all the way to the top. You could
There shouldn't be any space between the border and the print.
Right.
There shouldn't be any blue jeans showing.
Right, because this is the picture frame to the detail in the picture. So if you leave some of that border out, then we lose some of the how this painting pops out at us. Other than that, I think I've told you way too much. What do you think?
No, not way too much. It's really good.
I think they're gonna get. Oh, here's another good fun fact. Okay, here's another opportunity to have a good time. Light, light, lights. What time is it? The lights. Put some stones here. Let the lights shine. There's lights here. The windows. You could add yellow stones. That mean it's a dusk, a different time of day. So yellow stones in the windows are pretty. Here's another opportunity that if you wanted to if you wanted to add more lights, or even if you found a sun somewhere and you wanted to add a sun into the sky on another patch, you could do a sun right here. Bing, bing. You could add a sun that has nothing to do with this doesn't have anything to do with this picture. So the beautiful thing is that look for detail. Look for the detail and say, well, what would that look like in person? Is the light shining on that detail? I'm going to add my own light. I'm going to put another stone here. I'm going to put more up here because it's light. So, but you have the right idea. And then here we go here. What do we have here? This looks great. This is fun. You know, here, this looks like it's dark to me. This looks like it's maybe 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night. You could do something like this with all dark blue stones. You could give everything what time of day it is. And that's the beauty of the creative.
Now I'm getting a signal from the camera that that it's about to run out of space on
Okay.
the chip. So thank you, Mama Lisa. Backlit, I'm gonna get over here. Thank you, Mama Lisa. Doc Sandra, you got anything to say?
Nope, just this has been really fun to look at and see all these creations. What a team. This is going to be terrific.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.